tuned us in wherever it is that you might be watching or listening to us, whether it be riding down the road in your car on 105.1 or Charter Channel 3 or any of the channels on Charter throughout the state of Alabama. Of course, Facebook Live, you can interact with us here on this program. And again, Auburn Blitz brought to you by Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Stores and Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Two great partners. Can't ask for better partners to bring you this program. And we'll dive straight in today. A lot to get to. Obviously, Andy and I talked about it yesterday a little bit, but Auburn can't get back on the floor fast enough as far as everybody's concerned with this program right now. And you haven't really had a chance to talk about it since Saturday. You and I were on the show Saturday morning before Auburn played Florida, and it was just horrendous. I mean, I don't know any other words to put it. The offense, you know that I had been saying, and again, I don't want to be a fatalist when it comes to Auburn, but I've said it, even during that 15-0 stretch. I'm worried about this offense, man, and it's showing its ugly head right now.
Well, I don't think that we knew exactly how much we were going to miss Jared Harper until this two-game stretch. And here's the deal with Harper, Brett. When plays break down or when you need a three-point shot that at times they're defending outside of the three-point arc and he just puts one up from 4 or 5 feet behind and knocks it down during stretches.
You can't replicate that.
You can't replicate it. And right now, we just do not, with McCormick and the way that he's playing on the offensive end, we can't substitute what we lost right there.
Yeah.
And, we got one coming in, but it's not until next year. He's not here at this moment. And I think that's your thoughts, Brett. I think that's the biggest difference between this team and last year. And, yes, Okeke got going. But during this stretch of the season last year, Okeke was almost non-existent.
He was.
He was an 11, 12-point-per-game guy. He gets going at moments when Harper and Bryce Brown are so hot that he's just a third party that's out there making shots. I'm not knocking him. No, I'm just saying he's not the player that we have right now. And Bryce Brown during his junior year is a lot like what we see right now. He really couldn't make his shot. Last year he got to the point where he could make his shot off the dribble, and it changed up that team. Right now, who do we have that you can count on to go out there, shoot the ball from the perimeter, and get you a shot when you need it?
Nobody. I mean, it don't exist. I mean, I'll say it. Jeff Bailey, you and I have played basketball with him for many years. He's probably forgotten more basketball than most people ever know. And he told me Sunday, he said, look, from my analysis, it's real simple. He said, we have a stagnant offense with a bunch of people standing around in a half-court set waiting for McCormick or Dowdy to break down the other point guard. And he said, our guards just can't break these SEC guards down like they were these teams that we were playing before the season, before the SEC schedule started. And they're not scoring, and they're turning the ball over. So that's Auburn's offense in a nutshell. There is no movement. There's no action. It looks like everybody's scared to shoot the ball. They're waiting till deep in the shot clock. We're getting one shot at it. We're not getting offensive rebounds. Florida killed us on the boards, and it's starting to carry over to our defensive play. As long as you're playing good defense, sometimes if you're struggling on offense, it helps you win. But when you lose the way Auburn's lost the last 2 games, it starts to the bad offense starts to affect the good defense. And we didn't play with a lot of intensity on the defensive side Saturday against Florida. They had way too many wide open shots. They got to the rim again, just like pretty much everybody else we've seen in SEC play. That's a problem. We don't defend up front at all. Guards have their way inside. And I don't know. It's not Bruce Pearl. Look, I read all the tweets and all out there, and look, people get defensive, and we can all discuss when you're having problems out there. It's not that we're throwing stones, but it has nothing to do with Bruce Pearl. Bruce Pearl didn't forget how to coach yesterday, and neither did Mike Krzyzewski. They lost 2 this week. But the deal is offense ain't good. So you are allowed to talk about it, just like you are allowed to talk about it when offense is good. So Bruce Pearl knows that. He knows we're not good offensively, and you got to figure it out, because in this league, on any given night, man, you lose. And this team coming in Wednesday, South Carolina, They're playing about as good as anybody in the league right now. They lost by 1 point to Tennessee 3 games ago, and then since then they've beaten Kentucky, and then they went on the road and beat the brakes off Texas A&M. They're scoring about 82, 83 points a game now. We better find some offense. Everybody's like, let's get back to the friendly confines of Auburn Arena. South Carolina don't care where they play.
Well, here's the big deal with Auburn as well on the offensive end. In years past, pre-Bruce Pearl, or actually the first couple of years of Bruce Pearl, the depth was so questionable for that Auburn team that if you didn't figure out a way to roll reverse a few of those guys, like you were only 7 or 8 deep.
Oh, mate, yeah.
You know, right now, and this is a tip of the hat to Bruce Pearl. I look over there on the bench and I'm going, man, if we don't start hitting shots more, we may need to figure out a way that Jamal Johnson's in the ballgame a little more.
I know.
Or if there is something holding him back, what is it? And can we supplement that?
Only got 9 minutes Saturday for some reason.
Well, and Samir Dowdy plays very good defense. And when he's hot, he can go. But when he's playing like he is right now, it's questionable why he's getting the minutes that he is. I'm not knocking Bruce Pearl. Look, he's the best coach we've ever had, maybe in any program at Auburn. That's not one. But when we score 47,
that's a problem. And shoot 23%.
Under Bruce Pearl, when we score 47, and you shoot 23% from the floor, 17% from the three-point arc. And we actually shot the ball well from the free throw line.
We better be glad we did. We wouldn't have broken. We wouldn't have had 40.
But that is just so head-scratching the way that we play offensive basketball. Bruce Pearl is just such a breath of fresh air on the offensive end. Put the ball up. Get a shot. Don't you halt. Shoot. But I feel for him right now because you still want to have that take going into the ball game, but the shots just aren't there.
2-4 was Auburn's SEC start last year. So everybody just look. We're up here breaking down the last 2 games, but what Auburn did after that 2-4 start, they went on a rampage.
Yeah.
All right. What can this team do? I saw a tweet from our buddy Jeff Hines this weekend, and somebody was criticizing the whatever and why isn't this team doing, and he brought up a good point. He said, who would you take? Would you take Samir Dowdy and Javon McCormick, or would you take Bryce Brown and Jared Harper? I think we all know who's taking which duo every single time. It's not a knock on, Samir Dowdy and Javon McCormick, but those 2 guys came off the bench last year. Those 2 guys were role players. Here's where the rubber hits the road. Now it's their show. We talked about it before the season even started. We said Javon McCormick and Samir Dowdy have got to take ownership of the team. Well, this is what they're giving you on a nightly basis now. Dowdy had 8 points and McCormick had 6. That ain't going to beat anybody. I don't care if you play in Marathon Oil back in the day, when you played an exhibition. I mean, you ain't going to beat anybody when your guards are not giving you any more production than that. And McCormick's 32 minutes. Dowdy 32 minutes. They played all but 8 minutes of the game, and that's all they gave you from an offensive output. As far as assists, Dowdy had 0, and McCormick had 2. So they're not getting the ball to anybody either. So they're not creating anything off the dribble. It's real simple. I told Andy yesterday, we just don't have good backcourt play. Our backcourt's not very good right now. Next year, if they get Jalen Green, and we know that Sharif Cooper's coming, you talking about night and day. Those 2 guys don't know how to do anything but attack the rim. But right now, the guys we have, for whatever reason, they're hesitant. They're like you, to use your term, there ain't no dog out there wanting the ball and wanting to shoot 25 times a game. There is no James Harden on the floor for Auburn. I ain't ever seen a shot I didn't like. We just don't have that guy right now.
Well, it's a big knock on Isaac Okoro right now, too. And that's he's a young guy. Offense is really not his bread and butter. Even though he does have a nice stroke from the perimeter, shoots the ball well from the free throw line, can play above the rim and make some things happen in transition. But when play breaks down, he's not what we're going to have in Sharif Cooper next year.
No.
Next year when I watch this guy, and I know it's in high school ranks.
That film he just put out
but
there.
This guy right here is he's a difference maker. And he will be a huge difference maker. But I'm not completely off on this team. I still think the talent level is there. I think McCormick has his moments. I think Dowdy has his as well, Brett. And we just need to find a way to get them back positive again. And
they got to get some confidence.
I lean on Bruce Pearl to be able to do that. And yes, coming home could really be key to that, and this environment being really good for Auburn at home, because it's not like the 2 guys are non-existent from outside the perimeter.
Well, we've already seen what they can do. I mean,
Yeah.
both of them can score 30 points. I mean, on any given night. But the last few weeks, it's been rough. And Andy said it yesterday. He said, "I'm not worried about what's going on right now." But he said, if South Carolina comes in here and beats us, then there's probably a little bit of a push forward to start worrying a little bit about what the team's going to do. Because, again, you are at home. This has been a two-game tough road stretch. You were undefeated going into it. We knew it was going to be tough. Now you come back home, and then you got Iowa State after you play South Carolina.
And they're not very good.
They're terrible.
Yeah.
They're at below average. So this is opportunity to get back in the winning column, and then you got Kentucky coming in. So you got to get it right. You got to get the ship righted. So it's all on the offense right now. I'm not worried about our defense, but when you look down, they're just you were saying earlier, and I know we got to get to our first break earlier in the year. It's so ensuring and to look down and see that 5 to 6 guys on any given night can put 20 points on the board. It ain't been happening the last couple of years.
No, we haven't found it. And, another thing that I was hoping this year is you would get nights, 1 out of every 3, where Austin Wiley would score 20.
Yeah.
He's been consistent, but he's not been a consistent scorer.
Up against our first break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Start the new year off with something new during the Start Something New sales event at Bice Motors. Lease a 2019 Dodge Challenger SXT for $319 a month with 0 down. 2020 Ram Bighorn Crew Cab for $349 a month. 2020 Jeep Gladiator for $329 a month. And to honor our first responders, get an additional $500 rebate.
Come see us in Alex City.
Bice Motors. A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing. Service at its best when you need it most.
From the smallest drippy faucet to drain cleaning to water heater replacement to gas lines to total systems replacement, A&M Plumbing handles it all. Visit amplumbing.net today for the experienced, licensed, and insured pros at A&M Plumbing.
A&M Plumbing, A&M Plumbing. Service at its best when you need it most.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
Finding a job might be tough, but starting your new career has never been easier. Wellborn Cabinet in Ashland has a wide array of career opportunities with benefits. General labor production, skilled cabinet builders, product assembly line, shipping, over-the-road truck drivers, clerical, marketing, security, daycare, office clerks, and so much more. Apply in person, 38669 Highway 77 South in Ashland, or online at wellborn.com. Building cabinets, building careers, and building our community.
Hidley Towers is an affordable senior citizen community located in Alexander City on Highway 22 East, where spacious one-bedrooms are available now. Great location, peaceful setting, comfortable living, where pets are allowed and utilities are included. Call today to find out more about Alexander City's best-kept secret, 256-329-0552, where your family at Hidley Towers. That's 256-329-0552.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Alex City Marines, located on Cherokee Road in Alexander City, and the Yerkes invite you by to see what they have available today. The 2020 Manitous and Landaus are in, and boy, are they gorgeous. Also, some great deals on demos. Take advantage of that while they last. Alex City Marine also is doing shrink wrapping, storage. Get in line now. In fact, call this number, 256-215-FISH. Alex City Marine, Alex City.
The Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales in Opelika has the largest selection of prestige cars, trucks, and SUVs in Central and East Alabama, all with financing available, little to no money down, and extended warranties. Get pre-qualified in under 2 minutes, online or from your mobile device at GillsPrestigeOnline.com. It's the Prestige Selection at Gill's Auto Sales, 1430 Gateway Drive in Opelika.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley team and Russell Do It Center and Building Supply Store. Some good comments coming in. We'll run some of those down. Steven said, yeah, our lack of offense is starting to affect our defense. Exactly what I said earlier. I mean,
does that sound like something that you've heard from another
sounds
sport?
Across the street over there in Jordan Stadium. That happens quite often. Don't forget about Dunbar. We are missing his hustle.
Yeah.
Ronald said, and
we're missing his, his fast break points and his ability to play above the rim. That may be what he was saying.
Jonathan followed up with that.
And he would bring so much energy to the crowd and to the team in general that when you do lose a guy like that, it may not be but 7 or 8 points per game.
Yep.
But there were times where he got 15 to 20, and his ability to shoot outside the three-point arc. And he was the best athlete on the team.
Oh yeah, he looked like a linebacker.
And he's done pretty well, hasn't he, in international ball?
I think so. Yeah, he's a good player.
Horace Spencer has really played well overseas. I saw the other night where he had 15 points and 20 rebounds in a game, and that's great. Because he is.
A lot of those guys off that team have moved on and playing really, really good. Got bright futures ahead. Jonathan agrees with you that offense. Not only do you miss his hustle, but you miss his offense as well. Ronald said, I think they have to adjust to the SEC. They'll be fine. Teams are just gunning for us right now. Well, that's right. I mean, he alluded to that. This is what Kentucky gets every single time they go on the floor, whether it's on the road or at home. They're getting everybody's best shot. And, maybe it's an adjustment. Maybe this is something, when you finally take your program to another level or take it to the next level where you're competing nationally, you gotta be ready to play every single night or somebody's going to whip your tail. And that's just the way it is, and it don't just come overnight. You don't learn that culture overnight. But when you get beat by 20 a couple times, you start to learn it the hard way. And so Ronald's maybe got a point there that, look, maybe they just need to learn how to play with a target on their back.
Well, and let's kind of tap the brakes a little bit here. If you would have told me before the season started that Auburn was going to get to 22 or 23 victories and make the NCAA tournament again, even if it's an 8, 9, or 10 seed, if I would take that after last year, I can't express to you how happy I would be to have been told that after what we lost off of last year's team.
Look at Virginia right now.
Because that's the point where you feel that you've kind of gotten over a hump. When you start making the tournament year in and year out, you've gotten over a hump. So we need to play well at home. And I think if we hold serve at home, we will get to that 22 or 23 victories, and we'll be 500 in the conference. And all of us Auburn fans need to understand where we are and what's possibly coming, because the recruiting's only getting better right now under Bruce Pearl.
Man, and I'm telling you, if Shreve Cooper's the best player we've ever signed, If you get Jalen Green to go with him, and there's a lot of things going on right now that point toward the possibility of him not just being a maybe, but looks more firm. You get a guy like him to come in, you got a special team in the making. I mean, that's the kind of teams that Duke and North Carolina and Kansas and those type programs put together year in and year out. Kentucky's, those type of programs.
And, it does. I've seen a lot of buzz out there, and usually when there's smoke, there's fire somewhere. Yeah. And so we are all hoping, and we're hoping that we hear that sooner than later, because that really would help out the expectation moving into next year. But don't you agree, though, Brett? I think that our expectations do need to be that if we can make another NCAA tournament this year and make it 3 in a row. We got to understand where we are as a program and be very happy about it.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Upcoming schedule for Auburn, obviously South Carolina tomorrow night at 6 o'clock on ESPNU. Finally, something that didn't tip off right at midnight. Good Lord. Those 8 o'clock tips midweek are rough, man.
I don't make them.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't. Iowa State Iowa State coming into Auburn on Saturday. That's the Big 12 SEC Challenge. Auburn didn't participate last year. They were one of the teams on the out because the Big 12 obviously didn't have as many teams as the SEC. But Auburn in that this year. They play early at 11 o'clock on ESPN or ESPN2 or ESPNU. That hadn't been determined yet. And then next week at Ole Miss, go back on the road, and then come home next Saturday for a big one with Kentucky at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So a very manageable schedule leading up to that Kentucky game. Really need to get 3 wins here. Need to get these 3 wins and kind of right the ship. If you get that, you move to 18-2, and then you're looking up again. But not just getting wins, but getting wins and looking better doing it. Not starting off shooting the ball at a 13 or 14% mark in the first 10 minutes of the game. Every single SEC game we played so far, Randy, it's been like that.
Well, I've been impressed with a couple of other teams here in the SEC, Brett, and when you look down at those teams, after we played Mississippi State, I thought we were playing a good team, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
And now they have turned the corner a little bit. They're very good down in the post, can really score the basketball, and their length in the post causes problems for everyone they've matched up with. I think if we look back late in the season, that's going to be one of those victories that we point to and go, that was a good one.
Yeah, I definitely think so as well. You look at the standings right now, LSU and Kentucky are both 13-4 overall. They're 5-0, LSU is. Kentucky 4-1. Florida 4-1, they're 12-5. Then Auburn comes in at 15-2. Auburn's got the most wins of anybody in the conference right now, but 3-2 in conference play. A boatload of teams at 3-2. Arkansas, Tennessee, and Alabama all 3-2 there. South Carolina comes in at 2-2, but they're 10-7, and they're playing probably their best basketball on the year right now. Then Mississippi State comes in at 11-6, 2-3 in the conference. A&M 2-3, and then you've got Georgia at 1-3, Missouri 1-4, and then Ole Miss and Vanderbilt have not gotten a conference win yet. And you got Ole Miss coming up in 3 games, so this is an opportunity. You're playing teams in the bottom bracket or the bottom half of the SEC. You got to get wins when you play those teams,
especially at home. You know. And Ole Miss can't come any better than to go on the road over there when they're 0-4. So that is a winnable game, but not one that I'd even point to. But Kentucky's not a team that we look at when they come into Auburn Arena and go, there's no way we can beat them. I don't feel that way at all. And so that needs to be one that –
we got 4 losses.
I think there's just as good a chance of winning that game at home as going on the road and beating Ole Miss.
Exactly right. Up against another break. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
At Mortgage Pro, we won't be able to finance a new car or new boat. We can't open you a checking account. Mortgage Pro specializes in mortgage loans. If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your current home, the only way to go is Mortgage Pro. We can close in 15 days or less. We can offer the best rates in the mortgage industry. And we can waive appraisal fees on any new loan from September 1st until December 31st. Call Mortgage Pro today.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done, day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com your compact equipment provider.
I am Lisa McClendon from Country Financial, and I have spent years in our community helping people protect their homes, cars, and lives. I am proud to be a member of the 2018 National Championship Team and a National Advisory Council member for Country Financial. Complete financial security does not end with just insurance. I am also here to help you plan for your financial future.
Together, we can help you set up a step-by-step plan to reach financial security.
Let's talk soon.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through the program today, give us a comment out there on Facebook. We appreciate all of you watching and listening out there to us. Again, brought to you by Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores and Mortgage Pro, the Eric McKinley team. Yesterday was the deadline for players to withdraw their names from the 2020 NFL Draft and return to school. As things stand on Monday night through Monday night, 36 SEC underclassmen are remaining in the draft and will forego their final years of college eligibility. We'll kind of go through some of the different ones from the different teams out there. Alabama's got a host: Jerry Jeudy, Terrell Lewis, Xavier McKinney, Henry Ruggs, Tua, and then Jedrick Wills on the offensive line, who was pretty doggone good there. Any of those surprising?
No, none surprising, but, Terrell Lewis is the only one that I would go, he had to do that because of all the issues he's had health-wise, that you wanted to take an opportunity here to go on. He looks the part, doesn't necessarily play the part all the time. The rest of those are pros.
One name that's missing from that list, a lot of people thought might go ahead and go, is Dylan Moses.
Yeah.
So that's a big returner
win
there for Alabama.
That is 5 really good athletes coming out for Alabama, though. We're talking top 2 to 3 round guys coming out and off of that team as juniors, and several of them first-round picks.
Arkansas, Cameron Curl, a safety there. I mean, it's amazing they had one. Auburn, Nick Coe just fell off the map this year. Obviously, there's more to it than anybody knows. We know what his potential is. He had flashes of it, but he's going to move on. Noah Igbenogany had a really good year this year, but I mean, I don't know that he gets drafted. We'll see. And then our punter, Aaron Sippas, he's not going to get drafted. He'll sign a free agent deal with somebody and move on down. But anybody else you would think that might have been on that list?
No. And, even with these 3, you go no. Noah Igbenogany is, yes, I think he'll be a combine guy.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of potential there. Pretty good in return game, but doesn't come across as me. Let's just put it this way. He doesn't. Several of these other teams, And maybe that's a point that we need to make here, Brett. Auburn's getting to this point, and we don't have a lot coming out. Well, the reason you don't have a lot coming out, and when you ask me, do you think there's some others that should come out, and I say no, and other teams have 5 or 6 of them, then either your development's not that good or you're just not recruiting up to standard that others are. And I think it's probably the second for Auburn is we're not getting – because let's look at these for Alabama. Jerry Jeudy, Xavier McKinney, Henry Ruggs, Tua, and Wills. All 5-star guys?
Probably.
I mean, if not 5, all high 4 stars that you would expect to come in as freshmen and play. Top 100 guys for sure.
Yeah.
All of those. Agree?
Probably.
The only one that's not is Henry Ruggs there at the end, but I mean, we knew what kind of athlete he was. Auburn's? Any of those?
Wasn't Nick Coe a 4-star?
He may have been a 4.
And I think Higby Noggety was too, out of Hewitt-Trussville.
We'll have to pull him up in comparison.
I mean, but I think it has a lot to do with the development of it. I mean, you go back and look at the recruiting and you see some of the top players, Auburn. I mean, you don't see those guys coming out. Now, 5 stars, that's different. But when you got high 4 stars, like Auburn's had a boatload of the last few years, where do they go? What's happening? KJ Britt, if he has another good year next year, he may
get drafted.
He could have a chance to get drafted, but I mean,
I don't think KJ Britt's any better ball player than Deshaun Davis, though. I'm not trying to knock him. I think Deshaun Davis was a good player, but he's not on an NFL roster.
Size issue there.
Well, and KJ Britt's not. The height and the length is not there for him either. Great player. I think Travis Williams getting everything he can out of that guy. But I don't think there's, like when we had some of the guys come back and say that they've foregone their opportunity to go on to the NFL draft to come back to school next year. I'm thinking to myself, the XFL's closed. That option's not out there.
Actually, the XFL is about to start.
Okay, well, it'll close.
Whatever that other league was,
it's closed about halfway through. I mean, unless you go into the CFL, where are you going?
Not many places, that's for sure. Auburn, we're about to hit up Georgia here. Georgia with Jake Fromm, Solomon McKinley, DeAndre Swift, Andrew Thomas, and Isaiah Wilson. 3 offensive linemen there for Georgia. So makes this recruiting battle with the big 5-star Broderick Jones even more important for Auburn and Georgia. But Georgia did sign 4 true offensive tackles in this class. Georgia with big news today, get the number 1 quarterback in the country in the class of 2021, Brock Vandagriff, number 8 prospect overall, committed to Georgia and backed off of his pledge to Oklahoma. So Georgia picking up the number 1 quarterback in the country in the 2021 class.
A little surprised?
I am a little bit. Backs off his commitment to Oklahoma.
Quarterback, Georgia, Oklahoma option. Where would you choose?
Well, you just hired a new OC at Georgia, the Cleveland Browns. Now, if anybody checked out the Cleveland Browns this year, I mean, I don't know if you're getting real excited about what.
Yeah.
Joe Brady, you knew what he was doing at New Orleans, and then you get him over to LSU, and it made sense. I don't know that anybody was shopping at Cleveland for an offensive coordinator, but Georgia goes out and gets him. They think that's going to help their passing game. That's exactly why Auburn went out and got Chad Morris, try to up the passing game as well, but they do win that battle against Oklahoma. LSU, my goodness, man. Defensive end, Kalavon Chasen. Offensive lineman, is it Shagdeeg Charles? Is that how you say it? It's something
works.
like that. You got Cushenberry, Lloyd Cushenberry out as well. Grant Delpit, who everybody knew. Clyde Edwards-Hilaire, the talented running back. Small, but I don't know where he'll actually go in the draft. But, I mean, definitely coming out. But you got Thaddeus Moss, Justin Jefferson, Jacob Phillips, and Patrick Queen. They got a boatload of guys coming out. Of course, they lose Joe Burrow as well. They lose both their coordinators. Joe Brady and Aranda are gone. I mean, it's cupboard bare, man, for LSU. And they recruit well every year, but you don't just replace all those pieces.
And, I don't want to make light of next year for LSU, but when you look at these guys, if they do get good draft grades, what more do you have to come back for? Maybe that's the thought that's going in when you're losing Burrow and you know that there's 7 or 8 other classmen with you that are making decisions to come out. You know, I could see where you just go, look, 15-0, one of the best teams in college football history. I'm gonna go on.
Yeah, well, no, yeah,
you going on.
You're right.
I don't have much more to prove here.
That's right. Got some comments coming in. Patrick said Coe and Igbenogany, both 4 stars. Jim said, can we send Gus to the NFL? We'll talk about that. A lot more comments when we come back. Stay tuned for the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, I'm Kurt Bowman, General Manager of Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga.
And I'm Coco. Do you owe more on your vehicle than it's worth? Are you stuck with high interest rates? We may be able to help.
If you've made your last 12 consecutive payments on time and would like to get a new vehicle for the same or close to the same payment and save thousands of dollars in interest, you may qualify.
So come by and see us and let us show you the Vaden way.
Vaden Toyota of Sylacauga, located on Highway 280 in Sylacauga.
Be the hostess with the mostest this holiday season at Chicken Salad Chick with our easy party catering. Need a quick appetizer? Stop by Chicken Salad Chick and grab a quick chick of any chicken salad flavor or the pimento cheese ball covered with crushed pecans and crispy bacon. Remember, no meal is complete without a sweet treat. For a limited time, our pumpkin cheesecake is back and it's delicious. Chicken Salad Chick can feed any holiday crowd with our custom fit catering. 12 flavors of chicken salad, there's sure to be something for every taste bud.
Tires are important, and when getting a great price on tires, you want to get it right. So make the short drive to Wright's Tire in Sylacauga. Wright's Tire can get you any make or model of tire, and they make the drive worth it with volume pricing. Whether North Tallapoosa, South Talladega, or Coosa County, make the right choice, the right selection, the right service, and the right price. All at Wright's Tire on Fort William Street in Sylacauga. Call for a free quote, 256-245-7778, and get the right price on tires.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs. Or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Since the dawn of time, mankind has needed tools. But not all tools are created equal. AGF Machine Rental Sales and Service has tools for all commercial construction or big residential projects. AGF Machinery offers the most durable and hardworking brands of ASV, Skyjack, and Wacker Neusen. Aerial lifts, scissor lifts, loaders, excavators, and forest equipment on demand for the best possible price. And backed by the Southeast's best team of professionals. Visit any of our strategic locations across Alabama for all your equipment needs. Or online at agfmachinery.com.
Expect it or not, the loss of a loved one is difficult. Put your family first by planning ahead. This is Joseph Dean, new owner of Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers. We are a full-service funeral home with an on-site crematory and cemetery. Whether your need is immediate or you would like to plan in advance, our experienced, compassionate staff can assist you in designing an enduring memorial experience, burial, or cremation. Alabama Funeral Homes and Cremation Centers on Highway 280 in Camp Hill or online, alabamafuneralhomes.com.
Harbor Point Ship Store has everything to make your day on the lake more enjoyable. Come on out to the biggest marina on the water. They have pizza, hot dogs, burgers, and more. Get your gas, groceries, snacks, ice, and everything you need for a fun day on the lake. Are you in the market for a new or pre-owned boat? Harbor Point has the best selection around of everyone's favorite Crest pontoons and Four Winds boats. Harbor Point also has a great selection of pre-owned boats. Come on out and take a look at Harbor Point, Marina Point Road in Dadeville. Get to the point.
You already know the power and reliability of a Mahindra tractor. Get ready to meet their ATV and UTV lines. Haul more and tow more. Do more. Reaching speeds up to 60 miles an hour. Models have a 12-inch ground clearance and the ability to haul up to 1,200 pounds. There's a Mahindra utility vehicle and a model specifically to get the job done. Test drive today at Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor. Serving Tallapoosa, Coosa, Clay, and Talladega counties. 256-392-3613.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. A couple more segments in today's show. A lot of comments coming in. Tim said Auburn is cursed with 5 stars not working out. Two-Man said Auburn needs to continue to develop Gus. Don't worry about the players. Patrick said Deshaun is on the Eagles practice squad. We've had a host of those over the years. Steven said most definitely it's development. Look at Anthony. If he were eligible, he might not get drafted because he hasn't had the opportunities. We don't even give him the ball. I mean, we don't have enough time to go back into all the stuff about why players don't play and why they only get the ball, certain plays are designed for them. And the offense, I mean, we've beat this thing down into the ground. It didn't. I don't know that it's going to change. I don't know. It may be with Chad Morris. That's what everybody's hope is every time we make a change on offense. But hiring Jack Bicknell Jr. Is a guy that a lot of people think that's a sign pointing toward Chad Morris having more control. Who knows, man? I'm tired of guesstimating. And that's exactly what it is with Gus. Guesstimating. Guesstimating, excuse me.
I hope that what we get from him, though, is what Clemson got. Because what poor Arkansas got, and look, you can say that, you can say it was shattered over there, but
it is. Club Dub. They ain't opened that up very much. And Sam Pittman ain't going to be opening it up either. And look, I didn't mean to cut you off, but Felipe Franks, he must not have had much anywhere else to go.
But they have had, and look, I know it's down, Brett, but it's not like Arkansas has never played good offense.
No, they've played good. They have.
They've had some really good offensive teams under Bobby Petrino before he had that motorcycle wreck.
I know.
And they had good offenses. I know it was just running the football under Houston Nutt. They had good football teams offensively. So, you can say, well, Chad Morris is going over there where everybody goes to die. Well, that's not necessarily true. I mean, not everybody
some guys
has.
are better coordinators, and you know that. Gene Chizik had really good career as a coordinator. Chad Morris, where he's been as a coordinator, has been really good. It's just not cut out for some people to be head coach. I may be just stabbing at something here, but some guys aren't cut out to be an administrator and have to oversee everything that goes on. I'm not saying Sam Pittman, look, I am saying it. Sam Pittman got his work cut out for him. I mean, I don't care who it is. You could have hired Bill Belichick to go into Fayetteville right now. They don't have any players, man. That's the problem. Now, it's going to take you got to convince people to start coming to that program over Alabama and LSU and even Tennessee and Auburn and Texas A&M and all that, man. I don't need to pull their ranking up again, their recruiting ranking. I mean, it is horrendous, man. They are having problems getting players to buy in. Now, maybe Sam Pittman can do that. I don't know that he will. He's not some stellar name that's going to draw in a lot of top recruits, in my opinion. It's just a formula. Not saying they can't ever win again, but it's just going to be a tough deal.
Felipe Franks, that's a good spot for him, though. You can build around his skill set and be better than whatever they've been doing.
That's right.
The last 2 years, they've averaged, 330 some odd yards of offense both years. Yeah. Have been 2 of the worst offensive teams in the country both of those years. Any type of system that maybe brings a running quarterback into the mix could really help out this team. I would think. I think that's the quick fix. But back to this Auburn talk, and I know we'll move on, but I would like to see the numbers of how many Auburn football players were drafted over the last decade in comparison to the other SEC programs. I don't think that's something you can hide from, Brett.
No, it's not.
I think that those are just true whole numbers that you can't spin in any form or fashion.
A lot of that has to do with what you do with the player when they get there. And
it's recruiting too, but I agree with you. It's also how you develop those guys once you get there. Auburn has 2 or 3 guys that are going to be drafted this year.
Yeah.
What are your top programs in the SEC, like Georgia, LSU, and Alabama? How many will they have drafted this year?
Well, you got
8 or 10?
Probably, somewhere around there.
If that's the consistent number, which I sense that it probably is over the last 10 years, don't you?
Probably.
I don't know how you come back from that. And look, do you say, well, whoever comes in, whether it be Gus Malzahn or whoever it is, they're not going to do much better than that at Auburn? Well, okay. Because if that number doesn't change You're just asking for a Cam Newton or somebody to come in and please be the change of a 7-5, 8-4 team into a championship caliber team.
And it can happen. You see that happen.
But that's the only thing you're hoping for. If you don't consistently have 7 to 10 that are going to get drafted, and the programs that you're up against or have 7 or 10 pros on their team, how do you make up the difference?
The rubber hitting the road is looking at all the top 10 teams and how many they get drafted every year. The data's going to show if everybody around Auburn's getting 6 or 7 or 8 drafted every year and we're getting 2, then that's a development problem because Auburn's in the top 10 every year in recruiting. All right, so that's pretty good place to start. And they're not down in the 30s. They're not at 25. They're not at 50 one year. They're notoriously year in and year out in the top 10. I did that whole thing. Me and you went through it. You said, look it up and try to figure it out. And I went through it. And I mean, my Lord, dude, we've had some great classes, some top 5 classes. It's not that you're not going out and getting the guys that everybody else doesn't want. You're getting the guys that everybody else wants.
And the big difference between that 10-year stretch and the 10-year stretch before under Tommy Tuberville was really night and day.
Night and day.
He was a development guy.
Gus has been our best recruiter.
By
man,
far.
it's not even close.
No.
I mean, the numbers show it. I mean, I went all the way back to 2001 when they started keeping up with this on 24/7, and I did every ranking Auburn had. I mean, it's very obvious that Gus Malzahn's the best recruiter we've ever had.
Only one top 10 class under Tommy Tuberville during that stretch.
That's exactly right.
They had been 2 or 3. It was 2002 or 2003,
right.
do you remember?
It
And that was the only one. Every other class was outside of the top 10.
So, I mean, some as low as in the 20s.
Yeah.
So that just shows you that the level of talent isn't the problem, in my opinion. It's what, and you know, people may call in or they may comment and say, well, you know, it's on the player to develop. It is. It's on the player to take his play to the next level. But you got to be coached, man. You got to be taught at that level because you're going up against all the people in the conference are as good or better than you. So you got to figure out a way to shine in all that.
Do you think the numbers are as high, and I know that I'm just speculating, but I bet this is close. Do you think the numbers are as high in the last decade that Alabama's had 70 to 80 drafted and Auburn's had 30?
Probably somewhere around there. You know, all while you're recruiting in the top, I mean, you're not recruiting bad. Up against our last break of the show. Stay tuned for the Auburn Blitz right after this.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. Should you lease, rent, or own? How fast can you get that part? Does it fit the budget? That's what your local Cat dealer is here for. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done day after day. Visit ThompsonCat.com, your compact equipment provider.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control for generations, and now with EnviroCare, you can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs. EnviroCare's exclusive Centricon termite colony elimination system provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. EnviroCare's Centricon system protects your home year-round. Call the professionals at EnviroCare throughout East Central Alabama for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
WOTM, your new home for high school sports in Alabama. WOTM has you covered with live coverage of all 7 championship games of the Super 7. WOTM is available to all TV providers in Alabama. If WOTM is not currently a part of your channel lineup, call your provider and request that they add WOTM. WOTM, your exclusive TV home for the AHSAA Super 7 basketball, baseball, and softball championships. All live only on WOTM.
Hey Realtors, do you know about LMG Ad Agency? We build your brand and help sell your properties or a unique lifestyle so you can focus on your clients. We focus on professional photos, videos, aerial photography and videography, and commercial real estate. We'd love to tell your story. Contact us today at 256-392-4250 or visit our website at lmgadagency.com.
Mortgage Pro is the new standard for mortgage loans. While other banks are taking 45 to 60 days to close a loan, Mortgage Pro is making it happen in less than 15 days. Your mortgage loan goes from start to finish in less than 15 days. Mortgage Pro is able to make this happen by having the most advanced technology and a highly trained staff with over 98 years combined experience. If you're looking to buy a home or refinance your current mortgage, call Mortgage Pro and let our team go to work for you.
Best way I can put this is you can take, okay, a Lamborghini, but somebody brings, if a truck pulls up out there in the parking lot and they got all the parts for a Lamborghini and they said, look, I'm just going to give all this to you. If you can put it together, you can have a Lamborghini. Well, it ain't going to get put together. I mean, somebody's got to figure out how to, that's kind of what it is when you look at talent. And you recruit the way Auburn's recruited. When I just reeled off, since 2010, we finished in order 6th, 5th, 11th, and 10th, and then 6th, 8th, 9th, 9th. In 2018, we were 12th. 19th, we were 11th. And this year, we're 7th. And if you get Broderick Jones, you got a chance to jump up in the top 5. I mean, take the parts to the Lamborghini. All right, put them together. You have a Lamborghini. I can't. Somebody's got to do something with all those parts or it don't mean anything.
Well, my question to you during the break was, Auburn may have 3 draft picks coming out right now. We know Derek Brown's a top one, Marlon Davidson's one. Any other seniors on that squad a draft pick?
Not that I know of.
And Noah Igbenogany, I think that he will have a good enough combine to get drafted.
Well,
so that's
late.
That's
late.
3, and I'm giving us the benefit of the doubt. Who on next year's squad do you think at this moment? Now, I'm not saying we don't go out and do something special next year, but who in the senior and junior class for Auburn gets drafted next year?
I mean, not being funny, I don't know. I mean, seriously.
I mean, I think the best draft prospect that Auburn has, and it's a stretch, would be a junior in Seth Williams.
So that would,
you agree?
Yeah, that's right. So that would make that the 16 class, right?
Yeah.
They finished 9th in the country. I mean, the 2016.
Well, I don't know that there's a senior on that squad that will be drafted. KJ Britt could, maybe. I don't think he will be, but he could. And he's a good, serviceable player. I'm not knocking him at all. I'm saying that if he came out right now, do you think he would get drafted?
KJ Britt?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, if Big Cat Bryant came out right now, you think he'd be drafted?
No.
Okay, well then, if they can't be drafted right now, then you're hoping that he makes a giant leap ahead next year and will be drafted.
Well, that's what you got to hope for.
So none in that senior class that I'm bringing up. Of course, no offensive lineman because whoever we throw out there hasn't even hardly played.
Well, let's go back and look at that 2016 class that'll be coming up next year and see who our top recruits were. Actually, it would have been the 2017 because this is Derek Brown and Marlon Davidson, and Kyle Davis isn't on the team anymore. So let me go back, and it'll be the 2017 group, which finished higher than that. They finished 8th in the country, so even better. So let's go back and look and see who we had on that team. Calvin Ashland, no, not there. 5-star, didn't pan out. Jared Stidham, he left. He's gone. T.D. Moultrie, Nick Brahms, Devin Barrett. Where's Devin Barrett at? He quit.
I don't know that I don't think he's on the team anymore. I may be wrong.
Austin Troxell ain't played a down. Now,
Well,
and
that's
he's had knee
unfortunate for him, but yes, he hasn't played.
Big Cat Bryant. By the way, all these I'm reading off are 4 stars and 5 stars.
I mean, just yell at me if you think one of them gets picked up in the NFL draft.
All right, Noah Bignogany, he was a high 4-star.
I just gave him to this year's
you're
class.
Right. Okay, KJ Britt. Sal Cannella.
No.
Malik Willis ain't even there anymore. Chandler Wooten. Could he be
a draft pick
down the line?
No.
Okay. I'm just throwing it out. Tyrone Truesdale.
I don't know. I mean, did he have 10 tackles this year?
No, probably not.
Then no.
Boobie Whitlow, Alec Jackson, Jordan Peters, Trayvon Leonard, and then now we're down to the bottom. So
I mean, I give Boobie Whitlow the benefit of the doubt that he's got a chance if he has a really good year next year. It's not completely.
That was the number 9 class in the country, and not many. I mean, who all contributed? I mean, I'm just being honest about it. Now, if we want to just keep looking at it from that standpoint, let's look 2 years down the line. 2018, Joey Gatewood, not on the field, not on the team anymore. Matthew Hill, high 4-star, probably our second highest player in the class. Ain't even played hardly. Been on special teams. Quanius Miller, expecting him to be a player this year.
We're hoping.
All right, well, yeah.
Probably had 5 tackles this year.
Yeah, Harold Joyner, Smoke Monday, Anthony Schwartz, Seth Williams, Jacoby McLean, Asa Martin, not there anymore, Jamie Sherwood, Christian Tutt. All these high 4-stars. Michael Harris quit, high 4-star. Richard Jaborner, not there anymore. Daquan Newkirk, Sean Shivers, Cedric Jackson, Jaleel Irvin, Caleb Johnson. Who's Caleb Johnson? You know him? Cameron Stutz, Colby Fuqua, who transferred, left. Roger McCreary, he's been pretty good. He's been Aaron Sippis, who left this year. I mean,
I think there's one pro on that you just railed off, and that's Seth Williams. I think Anthony Schwartz could possibly be, but right now, I mean, I think that his future is in track and field more than it is in football.
So out of your top players on that class, Joey Gatewood's at Kentucky now. Matthew Hill can't get on the field. Quanius Miller was top defensive guy in the state that year. Has seen very limited action. Harold Joyner, high 4-star out of Mount Brook.
Hardly ever plays.
Hardly ever plays unless you're going to throw him a wheel route. Smoke Monday, one of the top defensive players in Georgia. Now, I'm serious. High 4-star guy. He got burnt so bad in the bowl game. I mean, I'm just being honest. I mean, he looked like, he was lost. He kind of went backwards. Anthony Schwartz, man, high 4-star. Great talent. I mean, Flash. I mean, his nickname's Flash, ironically, because he's a flash in the pan every once in a while. And then Seth Williams, who's really established himself maybe as out of all these as the most dominant guy. Asa Martin was the top offensive player in the state, and he's bounced around. He's been to 3 schools since. So, I don't know, man. Getting the top players. Well, Andy, every single one of these guys are high 4 or 5-star guys.
Andy, you've got a job here, my friend, and that is to pull up over the last decade how many NFL draft picks Auburn has had in comparison to the programs that we played against.
I don't think it'll be hard to pull it up.
What's our record in that decade against our top rivals? I'm scared to bring it up. All right, against Georgia, I know we're 2-8. Against Alabama, we're 3-7.
We've already done the list on comparison of who's got the most 4 and 5 stars on their roster.
Yeah, but I think it would be even better to know how many of them turned into pros.
Good point. I mean, unfortunately. So that's going to wrap it up for the Auburn Blitz. We'll be back with you tomorrow. For Randy Lee, I'm Brett Bridges saying we enjoyed it. We'll see you tomorrow.